All right, so today we're diving into frankly, some pretty uncomfortable territory.
Yeah.
Someone sent this anonymous note, right? And it's aimed at, get this, folks in the hospitality industry.
Oh, wow.
And it's just, well, it's full of really blatant bias and stereotyping. It's kind of shocking, honestly. So we're going to try to unpack this, look at why it's so concerning, especially in a setting like that.
Yeah, I think what's fascinating to me here right off the bat is how this note, like, it's almost like it's trying to, like, stir the pot, create conflict.
Right.
And in a place where teamwork is absolutely essential. I mean, the hospitality industry, it thrives on people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, working together closely.
Absolutely. It really makes you think, like, what would make someone, one, lash out like this, and two, do it anonymously?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like anonymity, it often acts as this like shield.
Yeah.
It lets prejudice fester. It gives people this false sense of safety to say things they would never dream of saying if they could be held accountable.
Right.
And that to me, well, that points to like potentially deeper issues within the workplace itself. Like what's going on there that this is seen as acceptable.
You're right. It's like a symptom, right, of a much bigger problem.
Exactly.
And speaking of problems, we got to talk about the language in this note.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's incredibly harsh. It throws around words like backstabbers, talks about their kind. It's so clearly meant to paint this whole group of people in a negative light and based solely on, their background, their culture. It's awful.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of this study I read a while back. It's about like the economic impact of discrimination.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and these researchers, they found that businesses with more inclusive environments, they actually tend to perform better financially
Yeah.
than those with less diversity.
That makes sense, right? I mean, when you have a diversity of perspectives, you're going to have more creative solutions, more innovation.
Exactly.
And I think, the flip side of that is this type of language, these stereotypes, they can be incredibly damaging to individuals, to the people who are being targeted. Imagine just like constantly wondering if your colleagues, your bosses, are viewing you through the lens of this harmful stereotype rather than for your skills, your talents, your contributions.
Yeah, it's got to be exhausting.
It creates this constant feeling of pressure, of not belonging, that can really wear a person down. I can see how that would make it really hard to focus on your work or even just like want to stay in that job.
Absolutely. And that actually brings up this concept called stereotype threat,
It's
right?
exactly.
This fear of unintentionally confirming a negative stereotype about your group just by, being yourself.
It's crazy.
It's such a real thing, and it can be a real confidence killer and even like impact your job performance,
Yeah.
leading to this sort of self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. Like you're so worried about conflating the stereotype that it actually affects your ability to perform at your best. It's a vicious cycle.
It really is.
Mhm.
So knowing how damaging this kind of negativity, this bias can be, I mean, what steps can organizations take to prevent this from taking root in the first place?
Well, I think it all starts with culture.
Yeah.
Fostering a culture of respect, of open dialogue. It's about creating an environment where people feel safe, feel comfortable speaking up, whether it's about their own experiences or if they witness someone else being treated unfairly.
Yeah, you have to make it clear that this kind of behavior is not okay, that it won't be tolerated.
Absolutely. And leadership plays such a huge role in this.
Oh, for sure.
When employees see those at the top, those in positions of power, actively promoting inclusion, addressing bias head on, it sets a powerful example for the entire organization.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
Exactly.
So this note, while deeply concerning, it really serves as this potent reminder that prejudice, it can surface anywhere in any workplace.
It's true. And we all have a responsibility to be vigilant, to call it out when we see it.
Absolutely. It's a call to be proactive, not just reactive.
Exactly. Creating an inclusive and equitable environment, it's not a one-time thing. It requires a continuous, conscious effort. It's about fostering a space where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered to contribute their unique talents.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You've given us a lot to think about today. So to our listeners, here's something to consider, something to really chew on. What actions, big or small, can you take within your own professional sphere to champion inclusivity and challenge these harmful stereotypes whenever you come across them? Because it really does make a difference.
It does. It starts with each of us.
Absolutely. All right, that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for